in the right directory. I think I am. I think I am. But that's fine. Sent a friend request. It's really easy to accidentally send friend requests on Twitch. But I think that it's going to be apt, or I think a good way to start this actually is by doing this. So this is the game that we're going to be checking out. This is Ultima Ratio Regum. 0.8 was released on December 27th, 2020. The last major update to this game was released 5 years ago. All right, it's by this guy, Dr. Mark R. Johnson. Rari as well. Thanks for the host. Everybody's coming over here all at once. So up until now, this game hasn't had communicatable NPCs. Yeah, the Ultima Ratio, because there is no Ultima Ratio Regum category. Apparently, it's the right category. I looked it up. It's the right category. But not that anybody's gonna look anyway, so does it really freaking matter? Yeah. So anyway, up until now, it's just been a world generator. So it would generate you a world with nothing else. I mean, glad to be able to catch you at the end of your cast. All right, I did have your stream up for about 20 minutes earlier, back when I woke up from my nap, because I did wake up from my nap. But anyway, so now instead of just generating a world, it's also generating millions of possible NPCs, operating on their own schedules and habits, face generation with a significant variation in genetics and culture, detailed conversation system with hundreds of potential inquiry and questions and details and answers, and a willingness to answer determined by a range of social and personal factors leading to millions of possible conversations, which is wild. Supposed procedural clothing generation, and a large number of general optimizations and improvements, and new visuals for various things. So what this game was previously was it would generate you a world, a big old empty world, with civilizations and factions and everything, and then you would just go and walk around it, and that was it. There hasn't been NPCs in this game for 5 years. There was NPCs at one point, but they were taken out of the video game. So we are going to generate a world and explore a little bit. I don't know how crazy this will be, but it is a traditional roguelike, of course, so it's like a top-down ASCII game. There's a lot of UI stuff that is going to be new to me. There's going to be a lot of hotkeys that are new to me, so it's going to be very much a learning / impressions session. I have messed around with this game before, but like I said earlier, last time I touched this game, it didn't have NPCs. So I never got particularly deep. It was always oh, here's kind of a cool looking building. Let's walk in this. And it's a temple. Let's examine the thing in the temple. Okay, well, that's about as much interest as I can get out of this because there isn't anything here to do. Yeah, it really is. So it's very much a hobby game. I don't think the developer makes any money off this game whatsoever. If you do want to check it out, I will be linking it in chat. There's the chat, and if somehow you're watching this on YouTube, there will also be links in the description probably somewhere to this game. Like I said, it is totally free. It's running on entirely custom code, and it's one of those games where it's like, it's probably never going to be finished. But if it ever gets done, this might be one of the greatest things ever made. And I feel like that's a lot of the games that I stream. It's like, have you heard of it? No. Will it ever get finished? Probably not. Is it potentially one of the greatest things ever created? Absolutely. So I think, like, first thing I want to shout out is, like, I love the way this game does art. Like, all of the ASCII art and all the non-ASCII art in this game is fabulous. It's free and a side research project. Yeah, and another thing about this game is it's not just a side research project, but like the developer like has written many books and done other things in his time. Like he moved to Australia in 2019, so he partially took a year off development because he was moving and like was like, maybe I'll just never work on it again. But like, even if you're not into roguelikes, even if you're not into like ASCII games, this is definitely something that's worth looking at just because it's interesting. Even if you maybe have no desire to really play it, it's very much a it's one of those things, you know, it's one of those video games as art situations. But let's just generate us a new world. Like it's also for music in the background, we were listening to the soundtrack of the Hyper Light Drifter, which is one of my favorite video game soundtracks, and I figured would fit the mood. Because it's just a very, very, very good soundtrack. I mean, hopefully it'll live up once we get into it. So, you know, we're generating land, forests, height, like height maps, rivers, resources, civilizations, settlements, families, religions, ruins, and now we're generating histories. I would put this more in the same box as something like a Caves of Cud, less than a Dwarf Fortress Grim Fox. The reason I would say that is because unlike Dwarf Fortress, it's not trying to do everything, right? Dwarf Fortress tries to do everything, which is why Dwarf Fortress is special, because it's trying to let you run a settlement. It's trying to let you read the history. It's trying to let you go on an adventure. It's trying to let you do everything, right? This game isn't about doing everything. This is a game about playing one person. So it's very much doing many things to do with world generation in ways that are more interesting than Dwarf Fortress and more detailed, but it's doing them very differently. So it's a very different kind of thing, if that makes sense. Yeah, no, Caves of Cud is really good. I'm not knocking Caves of Cud. I'm just saying that like it's kind of more in that kind of bucket, less of a Dwarf Fortress bucket. But all right, so now we've generated a new world, so we can start a new game. I've already played a little bit of this character. This is like my making sure everything works character. You can actually see where I am in the world, just on the edge of a city. So now we have a bunch of options here. I don't know how random these are, but these are all the different faction options that we have. The Kingdom of Fyrus, the Kingdom of Fodmu, Gossipu Dominion, the Empire of Slyrapuna, the Holy Land of Siarchi, the Nation of the East, and they all have different cultural perks, essentially. I can't wait for Ultimate Adam. Very much looking forward to Ultimate Adam. I like that. This one has no state religion. Whereas others will have like preset religions. Like I don't know how much any of this stuff matters. Like I like I'll read the description of this faction, which is the Avaksul, which interventionalist. They have spies in other nations. They're intellectual, mechanical. They have mining shops spawn in markets. Barracks in all towns because they have mandatory conscription. Organized religion, religious buildings in housing districts. So like their towns will generate different because of their beliefs, their histories. Representation, so there's a parliament building in every city and center. Cultural hegemony, background effects, relations. They have black markets in capitals and towns. And firearms stores in markets. You can also get like a map of their capital city, which is kind of in the top middle, or top right, I guess. I mean, it's called a beta, but, you know. Of course, it's going to be a little bit all over the place. So this game takes place in, like, kind of the... It's hard to kind of describe this game's area. It's, like, knights and swords, but also guns. So it's kind of, like, a little bit of all over the place. Also, there was dragons in one point of this game. At one point, there was like mythical creatures. Oh, this one could be interesting. I was just kind of glancing at the perks. They're internationalists, so they have foreign communities in all towns, which could mean there's more people to talk to. Antiquarians. Historians spawn in markets. Historians spawn in markets. I kind of want to be these guys. Their religion is called Ma Sopra. Ma Sopra, okay. Zealotry. Religious buildings in towns and districts. There's a parliament in city centers. Jewelers spawn in markets because they have high aesthetics. Free trade. Districts cost nothing to enter. That could be nice. There's prisons in lower housing districts. Interesting. Well, let's try these guys. So this is one of those games that very much you press enter and then wait for a minute. Because it's one of those games. Or you just wait. All right, so now we are in game. Let's see what we can find. I have a little inventory. I'm wearing an ornate shirt, ornate trousers, and 2 ornate boots. I wonder what they look like. This is an ornate shirt you are currently wearing. Can I examine it further? I could R to remove it. Ah. I found the help guide. Buildings can be found in all types of civilization. Feudal and nomadic buildings, shown on the top right. And at middle right are built from brick and cannot be climbed. Hunter-gatherer buildings shown in the bottom right are made from less regular construction and can be climbed, so green buildings can be climbed. Wood and thatch and stone and furs can generally be climbed. Many buildings are best identified by their distinct shapes. Okay. City districts. Castles contain the monarch, and structures and rulers, and dungeons and treasuries, and items and artifact stockpiles. City centers contain courts and government. Okay, so religious buildings, military buildings. I'm just like scanning kind of the key of what everything is. It's kind of the dollar signs are markets. That's useful. No. D's, docks. Okay. 2s are middle class housing. 1s are upper class housing. 3 are lower class housing. 5 are the slums. Y are the graveyards and can be found outside of the city walls. And P are the plague camps. Many spring up to isolate the affected from the unhealthy. There are several types of civilization in the game, many feudal civilizations, and these are large. These have large capital cities, often control significant swaths of territory. This is a future feature, so there's no combat in the game yet still. And that's my control scheme, so we'll have to be coming back here a lot. I think we're probably good to just kind of go. Now I know where that hotkey is. So that's B for assistance, I guess. Let's have a peek around. Looks like we've got a little creek / river. Maybe not. Can I look? Ah, so it's just kind of like pools of water. What do we have on the ground? Just grass? Okay. Kind of surrounded by buildings. So yeah, this is mostly just going to be kind of us exploring towns. Peeking around the world. Getting kind of an idea of where we are. So we're in the middle of a city. We're in the middle of our city's capital. In the top left, you can see our little mini-map. It's the 1st of January. I'm not sure what year it is. But it's going to be a lot of just kind of exploring the world that they've generated for us, seeing if we can figure out as much as possible. We are very much in kind of like a courtyard surrounded by kind of a wall. I can't swim, so I can't jump into that, even though I accidentally pushed the button in the direction. So there's kind of like a gate down that way. Looks like there's a person there. What's that? Are you a person? A rapid frog of Apramid. What? Rapid fog of Apramid. Unknown nicknames. It's got a high quality helmet. He's wearing a meticulously crafted helmet that he is currently wearing. All right. Well, I guess that the G represents guard. Well, hello. You enter the building. I wonder what building this is. Let's see if I can examine the door. It's just a locked door. Ooh. Gives us kind of an idea of what the door looks like. Oh, it's a manor house. Okay, so it's got to be some sort of like town center, important building. But yeah, no, this is like very much exploration focused thing. What's this? It's just ornate flooring with a table in the center. Ornately engraved table. What's this? Candle stand. A tall candle stand. A lot of these rooms are going to have similar things in them. It's a statue. Ah. Statues are unfinished. Maybe little bits and pieces of that too. Yeah, if anybody tries this, I'd be curious to know what you guys think. Because this type of game is definitely 100% my shit. There's a person there. What are you? A shy gazelle. It's got wearing a poor shirt. Wondering if I can talk to you. Hey, Redbeard, how's things? For reference, this actually is the game's philosophy. It's a world-building simulator of exploration game with a focus on procedural generation of elements few games emphasize specifically: culture, aesthetics, and social behaviors. All right, let's take a real quick look at the controls. I want to know how to talk to people. Because conversations are one of the... S. S to speak. Oh, okay, so I have a very light limit of distance I can speak. I'll give you a link if you want to check it out. This is the first update that this game's gotten in 5 years. As Infinity Simplex pointed out in chat earlier, this game is the side project of a side project of a person with too many side projects. So it's a wonder that it ever gets updates. But it's basically a world generation, a procedurally generated world exploration game that does world generation in ways that's more interesting than Dwarf Fortress in some ways. A descending staircase, eh? I mean, it's fascinating in that it's never actually been much of a video game. These must be prison cells. There's no way in hell these ain't prison cells. Kind of hoping that there's a prisoner or somebody down here I can talk to. That's a candle, right? Yeah, it's a candle. But definitely one of those projects that I really wish would get finished, but I don't really expect it to. But how you doing, Burger? So we got more tables and stuff. Seems like that's kind of it for the house. There isn't really a bedroom or anything. It's just a lot of dining halls and then prison down at the bottom. All right. So we're kind of in this walled manor. I don't know if I necessarily own this manor, but at the very least, this is where we spawned. So let's head out into the main walkway of the town. There's a human right there. Let's see if I can talk with the guard. So this person's name is Rapid Frog. We are the Striking Scorpion. I guess that's just like a rough translation. We're going to give him a greeting, a polite greeting. Well, good day to you. And then this is to you the same. A fine day it is. Who leads your nation? In your country, who is the ruler? You should converse with others with others respect to such things. You should converse with others in respect to such things. I'm going to bid him a neutral farewell. Need to part ways. And locate doctrinal light. And may you have the same. Let's see if I can speak with this person, who is Cunning Fox of Edward. I like how this game's doing names. Like, they're translated, so we have, like, we understand what their names mean, but, like... Let's see what we can get out of this. We'll give him a positive greeting. A polite greeting. Greetings from the one true God, Masopra. How well. Hello. Back to you. A very good day to you. I could challenge him. I wonder if I could challenge him to a duel. No, not this person. Who leads your nation? Ah, come on. I don't know anything about my country. Who leads your religion? Who do you owe fealty to? I owe to the greatest of my kin, my devotion. To the kin of my devotion. Geography. Are there any local volcanoes? Are there any red mountains nearby? There are no red mountains nearby. God darn it. I don't know. I could insult him. Ask him about life. Where were you born? Where did you grow up? What happened during your childhood? What is your job? I am but an ordinary citizen of the nation of Isiad, who works as an administrator. How long have you been in this job? For almost 8 years. How long have you been in employment? What did you do before this? That is not a question I want to answer for you. I do not really know you especially well. To be fair, I did like just pull him over on the side of the road and be like, "Oi, bud, speak with me, please." What do you do in your worship? That is not a question I want to answer for you. I do not know you especially well. All right. A blunt farewell. I am obliged to conclude our talk. Very well, same to you. There's various people wandering around. More puddles and ponds. There's another person right there. So this game is generating these people. I wonder how, like, set in stone it is. It's interesting because it has genetics. So I guess all these people have, like, orange hair, like, brownish skin. Whoa. There was a weird lag spike when I went in there. Also, this game very much, like, takes a few seconds to move. I kind of love the way the game does trees and the way the game does shadows on trees. They kind of look awesome. Little house right here. Bunch of tables. Little side building. I wonder if this is like someone's house or if this is just like a side building to the larger manor. Oh wow, this place just kind of keeps going. Big dining hall. Full of tables and chairs. That or tavern, something? Something like that? Still just in the first day, too. Oh, there's a person back here. Hello, you. The Deadly Frog. I can't... It's like Wessam Prap? Wessam Prap? Polite greeting. Oh, well, hello. My thoughts are also to you. Very good day to you. People are so polite. What do you think of your culture's art? I don't know how to start these questions. Because, like, especially that I've had the, I don't know you particularly well. Special options are blue. I don't see any special options. I do wonder if any of those special options are, like, how they're surfaced. That's something I'm really curious to see. This is a very good, like, just sipping tea game. Let's ask you about history. What do you know of your nation's history? I know little of such things. Damn it. Who leads your nation? You should converse with other people and such things. All right, fucking fine. Just give you a neutral farewell if you don't want to talk to me about anything. I think we should probably head to... Ooh, there's a stairway down. I think we should probably try and find the town's market, because there's probably some people that would be more interested in speaking with us. It's funny, the last time I played this game, I kind of just got lost in it for like an hour, just like wandering around and looking at stuff, and there wasn't even people to talk to. It's like, now I also just straight up have people to talk to, which is freaky in its own way. But yeah, if anybody downloads this game and checks it out, I would like to know, because it is super neat in that regard. It's possible to just kind of get lost in it, even if you're just like hitting the look button and examining those single beds. Like, I guess these are like sleeping nooks. Little chair. Stone floors, brick walls. There's kind of a lot of beds. So it has to be like maybe like a military bunkhouse, perhaps? Because just a whole bunch of bedrooms up top, and then there's a stairway going up here too. More chairs and beds, although these are like more private bedrooms. That's a really nice bedroom. Ornate flooring. If you want to link Redbeard, I think that should just be in chat, but let me know if you need me to relink it. You know, this is one of those games that I will have to kind of keep track of for a while. Like, I don't know if this is necessarily going to be the update that does it, but there's a fountain. Look at that. I wonder what the ornate flooring looks like. So that's the actual pattern on the floor, which will change. Let's poke around a little bit more, because we're still kind of in this large manor that we spawned in's courtyard, right? This could very well all just be this area's courtyard. Yeah, it kind of appears to me like we've basically like explored one building, and then the building in the courtyard, and then there's like these walls around the edge of it. There's also what appears to be kind of like this pathway around the edge. Yeah, and then another large building in the middle. So like this all goes around the edge. There's a person right there that we just walked past. Like, it's actually kind of crazy the scale at which this game generates cities. Whoa, what the fuck's this? Bunch of fountains. So it's like a fountain garden. Yeah, a bunch more fountains. There's also this area. I don't even know what this is. Hello, what are you? Is that another fountain? Yeah, it's another fountain with grass. It's another outbuilding? What's this? Whoa! I just found spacebar. Oh, is this all the separate districts of the town? Ah, okay. So currently, the Manor House of Zephyrin. So we're in the ruling area. And around us there's... Okay, so if I go one tile down and one over, that'll take us to the tavern. This is the map of the town. There's a military district 2 tiles down, and then up and out, and this is the world map. Interesting. So this is the city that we're in, right here. Damn. Okay. Let's take a peek around. Yeah, anybody who's played DF will be like, yep, this looks interesting. And then there's other factions, cities here. Sheesh, this game is too cool. Let's see if we can go on a little adventure. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and get down to the financial district, or the marketplace rather. So let's just get out of here. So this is kind of the area that we were in. So I need to go one tile down and one over, but there's a doorway over this way. So if I go over this way, I should be, oh, actually here, we can take this route down. Let's go that way. Uh-oh, I'm not actually moving. The game's moving by itself. Don't hold button down. This is a bad game to hold buttons down. Might just hit the wall. Donk. Okay, there we go. We hit the wall, and I still can't move. Hand's not even on the keyboard. All right. Tap the button. Don't hold the button down. Got it. Little laggy on this one, and it overloads on inputs. All right, so now I gotta go one tile to the left. This is an interesting set of pathways. What's the, Okay, so now there's a park here. There's also a minister who lives in this area. This is the middle-class housing district, or this is a middle-class housing district. You have not explored it on foot, but know what it contains. So this is a middle-class housing area instead of what we were just in, which is an upper-class housing area. Oh, they have dirt floors. So let's see what their table looks like. So it's the same, but it doesn't have any art. Oh, they have wooden flooring. Okay, so they got wood floors. Not too bad. Kind of thought they had dirt floors for a second there. Much more cramped spaces. What are those? So those are chairs. Yeah, so they have very similar looking furniture, except no ornate artwork. And just plain wooden floors. Well, not too much worse. Obviously, you know, not the most ideal, but kind of sad people weren't super interested to talk to me, which is why I want to go to the market, because I'm hoping that there will be people that are willing to talk to me out there. If you know what I mean. All right, let's see where we are. All right, so we are now in the market district. It's your home city, and you maintain a friendly relations with your home nation. Your movement in the capital will be free and unrestricted. In this tile, there is a historian, a jeweler, a swordsmith, a general store, a tailor, an undertaker, and a botanist. And a curiosity shop. Let's kind of understand the lay of the area. Oh my god, there's a lot of NPCs in here. I don't know how well they show up, but these little H's, these are the NPCs. Bellowing Elephant. That's a good name. No necklace, no helmet. Poor shirt. Undamaged. Alright, so that's Bellowing Elephant. Let's see if there's another person here. Searching Fox? I'm really curious to go to a different region and see what they look like. Let's give you a brief greeting. Hello, and to you, same day, good to you. Good day to you. Let's ask you about your ruler. Nobody of interest lives around here. You should converse with other people on such things. What are your nation's laws on violence? The defacing of art and attempted theft are punishable by imprisonment for 2 weeks. The theft of doctrinal goods and theft of doctrinal goods and theft are castigated by 6 weeks of imprisonment. Theft of a bank and attempting to murder anyone are 3 months imprisonment. The murder and breaking into our castle are 10 months in prison. That's not too bad. 10 months in prison for murder? Slaying a delegate and attempting to murder a delegates are prison of 3 years. That's not bad at all. What are your nation's laws on trade? Illegal transit is punishable by imprisonment for 2 weeks. To differ to castigated by 6 months of imprisonment. Heresy, it's okay. It's just like a list. What plants are local to your areas? The lush mild thistle and lush indigo thistle and fieldborn are our people's local plants. Does your nation venerate any particular plants? Yes, we ponder the well of the field bloom. Okay. Ideology. Whoa! There's a lot of this. What are your foreign policies of your nation? That is not a question I want to answer for you. There are definitely other people with these matters there's definitely other matters I would be happy to talk about, however. Life. Where did you grow up? What happened during your childhood? What is your job? That is not a question I wish to answer. Okay, fine then. Where do you live? I certainly call home, and I currently call home this district. Okay, so this district is your home. I'll give you a mild compliment. You appear to be one who votes most wisely. All right. I guess we have a voting system. What towns are nearby? There are no towns nearby. What town are you fondest of? I don't ponder much with the respect of towns, honestly. Okay. Travel. Do people from your nation travel much? People from my country are common travelers. Okay, so I won't be looked upon too strange if I go to another town. Are there any interesting sites nearby to travel to? I confess I spend little time thinking of respect to such things. Darn. Are there mountains nearby? There are no mountain passes nearby. Are there any caravan routes nearby? That is not a question I want to answer. All right, well, let's bid this person farewell with a neutral farewell. Continue wandering. Yeah, the conversation system already adds so much to the game. I'm assuming these are all different shops. The way this game generates cities is actually kind of insane. Like, all of this is procedurally generated. All of these layouts are proc gen. What's this little building right here? A tiny little building with a table, 2 chairs, and a bed. Just someone's home. There's a bigger house right there. I'm curious, how many people are listening to the stream right now? If you're out there listening to the stream, could I get a round of beers? It's gonna be one of those nights, I think. I would like to find the historian. Kind of an empty building with a little wall around it. Why is there a wall around it then? It's empty. Cheers, guys. Yeah, no, I get it. It's all good. Your email got compromised? Oh, that sucks, dude. Deal with that shit. Okay, so these are relatively uninteresting little buildings. I'm trying to figure out how to, like, recognize the shops. This feels kind of like City Square or the center of town for this area. I don't want to leave this district. I want to... just want to peek around a little bit. And there's a guard. Stuck down into this alleyway. Because there are a bunch of shopkeepers here. I want to figure out how to find them. I love the way this game's doing vision. Yeah, no, this is definitely one of those, like, if this game ever got finished, it would probably be one of the most impressive games ever made. But yeah, no, I was under the impression that this game was never going to get another update as of last time I played it. That was kind of my expectation on this, was that the dev was done. And now he's just like, suddenly out of nowhere, it's just like, oh, by the way, there's an update. Supposedly he announced that he was still working on it not too long ago, but I certainly missed that. Just, you know, mild home invasions. Like, let's just poke into people's houses. This is supposed to be the marketplace district. Although it would help if I can actually find this stuff. How about you? Can you tell me? Let's go to people. Nobody of interest nearby lives here. Okay, well, what's something I could ask you about? Ah, I see. District, military, weaponsmith, armorer, jeweler. Let's ask about the jeweler. What rings are you wearing? That's not what I was planning on. Do you own armor? What weapons do your people use? My country's weapons are practical in fighting against our foes, and our pikes and staffs and spears. Okay, so they're polearm users. Alright, that wasn't really what I was looking for there, but these kind of feel like shops, but then there's no people in them. Sure. Ooh, wait a second. Those have question marks next to them. Bet you these are the shops. Arrgh. What is that? A shop stall. There is a shop here on this level. Is that a person? A billowing elephant. Imagine naming your child Billowing Elephant. Must have cried a lot. Give you a polite greeting. Well, hello. My thoughts to you. What a worthy day. I'll give you a neutral farewell while I press B and check the controls. Don't see any trade option. I like how there's a fall button. It's like if you're climbing, you can just press this button to fall. Get to the bottom of hole real quick. Push button to fall. Always love a game with a dedicated fall button. Well, it doesn't look like There's a fall. What? This person is ignoring you. Because I already said goodbye? I guess so. I wonder what shop that was. It's a shop sign. I don't know what that means, but that's the shop sign. It's another shop sign. Oh, we know what that one is. Any guesses on what that shop is? It's definitely the jeweler's shop. It is interesting that they ignore you after you stop talking with them. Let's ask this person about jewelry. Waiting Kingfisher of Zepum. Polite greeting. What necklace are you wearing? I am wearing no necklace. What rings are you wearing? I am wearing no rings. Well, I mean... What local events are there? It's not a question I want to answer for you. Is there anything you're interested in buying? How the heck does trading work? Exchange, probably. Let's give you a mild compliment. Oh, whoa. Okay. The game's saved. I think I just made the game crash. Oh, unfinished game. It's funny. Developer has a post on his website, which is just, if crashes happen, please report them. And with as much detail as possible. I have no idea how the heck I'd report that. It's like, I was talking and then... Interesting. Torso, head, left arm, right leg, left leg. All right, so pop this back in right where we were. No real issue. So it seems like trading stuff is still very unfinished. How is your health? Overall, my health is very good. Good to know. All right, well, let's just leave that trader alone. And I think, let's head over to the dockyard. Let's go see what that area looks like. Because even if there's large amounts of stuff that we can't do, part of what's cool about this game is just how it generates stuff, right? Like, that's kind of the real interesting bit of this game is just how it's generating the world itself. So even if we can't, like, interact with parts of it, just kind of exploring the world of this game is kind of the point. So, man, these lower class districts have such small houses. Almost feels shitty saying that, but it's true. It's a really good thing I can't climb these houses. If I could, that would be a problem. These peasants and their tiny houses, exactly. Old guy, exactly. Look at these simple folk. Well, it's just because, like, we spawned next to, like, the governor's manor, right? Which is, like, basically the equivalent of the town's castle. I kind of want to head out on the road and see what kind of NPCs show up on the road. Like, I really hope I go out onto the road and get mugged and die. I know that might sound strange, but, like, I love how many people are coming and going, though. Like, the town feels alive. Like, it's kind of hard to describe because, like, you know, last time I played this, it had no NPCs, right? So, like, the world was widely completely dead. Good question. It's that's something that I would like to do. That's something I definitely would like to try tonight. Because like you, like I was, oh geez, look at this, like this little pond it generated. That's kind of really neat. Because this is like the middle class area with the park. I guess this is the park that we're in. Like, let's have a peek at this person. You're wearing a fine shirt, which is undamaged. No necklace. He's got no gloves or gauntlets. He's wearing fine trousers. Whereas the other people were wearing poor clothing. I love these diagonal roads. Oh, that's an interesting looking doorway. Let's check that out. Oh, I see. It's like a little upper wall. It's a multi-story building right there. These corner rooms. All right, so these are pretty similar to the central town. Man, yeah, no, these bigger houses have like their own separate fences, basically. That's what those are. It's kind of the top of this zone. Time also passes like kind of surprisingly slowly. Considering. I want to see the port town. I wonder if I could like stow away on a ship or something. I wonder if there's boats. Because that would be another thing that DF doesn't have. This game does have that. Man, I remember seeing the first time I saw footage of this game actually was around the last time it got updated. So about 2015, I think, was when this game was first really brought to my attention. Let's have a look at you, person. Clever fox of Expression. Expression? You are poor. Okay, you've got poor clothing. Wearing a poor skirt, no helmet. Into the afternoon. Ah. So, just some old guy. I think I just answered that question. Where would you like to visit? Ships are immediately available. The Skull of the Snow. Well, that's Evil Kiri Town, I think. Sacred Faithful. These are all very far away. Some distance away. Very far away. Quite some distance away. I kind of want to go to the Skull of the Snow, although we are currently in Skullstone, which is pretty good. Chad, is there any town that sounds particularly interesting to you? Vampire's Burrow, excuse me? Oh, I'm sure it's super cozy. Super cozy. Only nice, happy times in Vampire's Burrow. Birth of the Hounds. Sleet Shattered. Northwest. I kind of want to go to Sleet Shattered. It's very far away. You depart a warm, grassy city for a town within an ice-bound glacial environment of Skullstone, known for the Cathedral of Wasopra. Shrinks behind you. The sailors on board are mostly from the nation of Asid. You often hear them talking about the likely weather on this journey and recently unveiled artworks. Your fellow passenger, not prisoners. Your fellow passengers are, zealous priests and enterprising merchants for your departing port, alongside the artisans and priests from the abroad returning to their homeland. Welcome back with water and food. Both of those things are important, Infinity. Alongside artisans and priests from abroad returning to their homeland. You relax as you are transported to your destination, and you do not see much interest outside of the ship for the rest of the journey. This area is polar and is at sea level. This is a feudal town of Sleet Shattered. The land is ruled by the kingdom of Poktu. Oh, I see. Okay, so I'm on the overworld map. And the game crashed. Certainly very much still unfinished game. Fortunately, it seems to like force save whenever the game crashes, so I'm not too worried. Yep, I wandered around town, found the local port. Okay, well, it doesn't like loading that town. Let's try running to one of the other towns. Yeah. I mean, I think that this game has like dozens of players, so I'm not too surprised we're getting crashes. Hopefully, dev puts out fixes. Fortunately, it seems to save. So let's move on this overworld. And see if I can work my way down to this little town here and see if I can load this one. Ah, there we go. This one loaded. Neither. Oh, is that my little boat? I think that's my boat. Nope, never mind. It's frozen soil. Oh, now I'm stuck down here. Shit. This wall is too smooth to climb. Am I in trouble? I cannot swim. There we go. Okay, so I left town and I went back into town. Let's try that. Okay, cool. So, we're now into another feudal town. Neither of those, please. Let's kind of wander around the outside. So we're on like this brick pathway on the water. There's bits of frozen land around. Frozen soil. Yeah, it looks like we're on docks or something. It's like a brick walkway that's been constructed out here. Yeah, I guess these are supposed to be like boats or something, kind of around the docks. Whoa. Where would you like to visit? Okay, so this is like the port town. It's another port town. Question is, where am I? Oh, okay. So we tried to go here to Sleet Shattered, but that place caused the game to crash. So we're actually in Glacier Blue. So we're in a town called Glacier Blue, which is the same faction as where we tried to travel to, but was causing crashes. So let's have a peek at this person. Oh, wow. Zakwagik. Okay, so these people have like pale hair and lighter skin. Warmer clothing, definitely. And then instead of wearing pants, she's just wearing a toga, or they're just wearing a toga? She's just wearing a toga. Let's see if their living spaces look any different. Yeah, their tables look different. Look, they got the little edges niched out. A double bed also has the little corners nicked out, which is neat. That's interesting. Man, if I could get a game that was like a mix of this and War Sim, oh my god. Just be in heaven. Just kind of peeking around. What are these? I need to play some more War Sim. Frozen soil. Terrain and frozen soil. Soil is one level above you. Alright, so there's multiple levels to this area. Alright, you know, let's jump up to the travel menu. Let's walk over here to this town. We're into the 2nd of January. And let's... Okay, so I can't dip out of the traveling screen unless I'm in a town. Flow Frozen is the name of the town that we just spawned into. So this is a landlocked small town of the same faction. A big old wall, actually. Assuming because we're outside. You can actually see the Z levels operating because this game has Z levels like DF. I hope that you're getting all your emails stuff locked down. Burger. That's actually one of my nightmares, is that my accounts will get compromised. Especially because they're so important to my income. Nope. This is Ultima Regum, orange. If you'd like a link, let me know. This game has much better UX than DF. You got it like Knoxfort. Yeah, I did that a couple years ago when not my email, but my phone number got compromised. It's an interesting town. I haven't seen a town from the outside yet in this version. I haven't found the entrance to the town yet. Ah, a road. Let's see if I can follow it into town. Ah. There we go. Now we're into town. So these houses are like kind of buried halfway. As they have like soil running up the sides of their houses. Locked door. I'll bet you I can just walk into it though. Very small houses. I guess it is a feudal town. There's a shop here. There's a shop sign here. I wonder what they sell. But yeah, if anybody's wondering in chat, that's what we're playing. I'm just exploring because this game doesn't have much in the way of direction. It's just like, yo, here's a world with a bunch of NPCs in it. Which is actually a big deal because this game hasn't had any NPCs in it for 5 years. It's just been an empty world generator for the last 5 years. There was a very early demo of this game that had creatures in it that was really cool, and then he took them all out to work on background simulation stuff. So it's 4 years of development and 1 year off. Granted, this isn't his full-time job, the developer. This is very much a hobby side project. So I doubt it'll ever get finished, but... Oh, Burger in chat's email got compromised, Infinity. So he's working on locking things down and securing associated accounts to that email, I'm assuming is what he means. Game froze and is not responding. Certainly seems way more crashy than the last version of this game that I played. Yeah, literally just staring at it right now because it is not responding. I think if I get one more crash, I'll just play some Minesweeper. Yeah, quite a few hard crashes. The music is the soundtrack to Hyper Light Drifter. It's one of my go-to kind of like mysterious exploration game musics. All right, let's just wander around the overworld a little bit. See if I can make it to one of the bigger towns. There's no gate into the city right here. Yeah, this is one of those games that has no sound. Yeah, it's not that I'm trying to disappoint you. It's just these types of games rarely have any sound. It really does feel like something special that this game actually has NPCs now. It's a pity that it's so crashy, though. It's certainly been kind of interesting to explore the little bits of this world that are now available to the player, which previously were not, you know. So it's certainly very interesting to poke around this game a little bit, but I think it's still kind of in the realm of there really isn't too much here, mostly just kind of a world to explore still. Whoa, stuff just suddenly got bright. Must be midday. It's interesting. Where's the gate to the city? Guess it must be down on this side. Ah, there we go. You are a foreigner in this nation, and you will be charged for movement throughout the capital. Ugh. Just poke our way in a little bit. See if I can speak with you. Give you a... Uh-oh. Greeting and the game crashed. Yeah. I'd like to explore a little bit more of this game, but like... I think I might need to just kind of put it to rest a little bit. Maybe it gets some patches. Because as much as I really would love to get heavily into Ultima Ratio Regum, there still doesn't seem to be a ton here. That being said, check this game out. Give it a look. Give it a peek. Mess about with it a little bit. Because this game is genuinely something special, even if this version is very crashy. The last version that I played, which was just kind of the open environments in the world generated, like you can talk to anybody. There was no conversation system or anything. And there was no NPCs. Was just fun to kind of fall into for an hour or two at a time and just like wander around and explore. So if he patches this up and removes some of these crashes, this could be a really cool thing to just mess around with. Yeah, no, totally Infinity. Like it's, I'll be keeping an eye on it, and I'll poke it again if it gets updates. But yeah, this is a neat little game for sure. But yeah, that's like what, an hour of late night stream. So we'll go play some Minesweeper. Actually, I've got a little game that we could play.